Hi, I'm fitness expert Jeremiah Kruger, and I'm going to give you a very simple and sweet video today on how to loosen up or untighten your upper chest. This video is going to be so simple and make life so easy for you that all you need is a mobility ball and possibly a doorway. Before I show you the 4 steps, I'm going to list them off real quick here. We've got SMR, which is self-myofascial release. That's mainly using the ball right here. We've got passive range of motion, where we might use that doorway to stretch ourselves out. We've got active range of motion, where we might stand and hinge or lay on the ground and work the range of motion that we've just unlocked. And then last is a bonus move, where you can really start to strengthen and solidify the joint in a bigger range of motion with full range of motion resistance training. Let's start with step number 1. There's a few different mobility ball techniques you can use. I'm going to give you a few of them here. These tend to be the most effective and most efficient. Number 1 is flushing. That's just working with the direction of the fiber. So for example, if I want to focus on a tight upper chest here, right below my clavicle, near my pec minor, I'm just going to rub the direction the fibers go. And that's basically up towards the shoulder. From the bottom of your chest up towards your shoulder like a fan, I'm just going to roll up and down relatively slowly. What you might do if you can't push enough with one hand is take a flat hand and then put a fist on that and pull it into your chest. And oh boy, that makes a big difference when you find the knot that you want to be on. Okay, I found a knot. I'm going to spend a little bit of time here and I'm going to roll in circles right on top of that knot. Oh, that does the trick. It doesn't take much, but remember to breathe. Once we get tension and pain, we start to tighten up and hold our breath. I like to think of my lungs as a communicator to my muscles. Breathing tells them to relax. There's a lot more nuance to that, but at the end of the day, if you breathe, you're going to get more effect out of this. Step number 2, I found that region of tenderness that I want to spend more time on. I'm going to start to move through the range of motion for the chest. So there's a few different things you can do with your arms. Now I'm holding it right where it hurts the most. I'm going to put my chest through the whole range of motion that I have, adducting my arm. Additional to that, I could try some internal and external rotation while pressing right on that knot slowly. If you do 4 or 5 reps relatively slowly, maybe each way, pretty quickly you can feel a significant difference. That is SMR. Doesn't get simpler than that. All right, so imagine you have doorways accessible to you. This stretch, I cannot stress enough, is one of the best there is for your chest. So it can get convoluted, but I'm going to make it very simple. Basically, if you have your elbows from your sides up to 90 degrees, is going to be effective for the region that we want to get. I'm going to place my palm on my elbow against the door on both sides, and then simple enough, I'm going to lean forward. Issues you might see are things done wrong or a rib flare. If you do this, you can feel all the tensions removed from your chest. Not too effective. I want to pull my ribs backward, get to neutral spine, and you're going to feel a big increase in that stretch. Additional to that, if I want to increase it even more, I might raise my leg and let it pull me forward. While I'm here, no matter what level of stretch I'm in, I like to think of actively pushing my elbows away from me, almost trying to lengthen my upper arm. I feel like that does a lot for increasing or lengthening my shoulder. I personally can feel a significant difference when I stretch it that way. So the effective amount of time that you would need to do this is 20 to 30 seconds for 2 to 3 rounds. It's pretty effective and it doesn't take a lot. All right, part number 3, active range of motion. You're going to need to lay on the floor or stand up in a hinge position. I'll demo both. This is called the lying handcuff. So, fundamentals of this movement. I like to keep my forehead pressed against the floor. I suggest using a mat or make sure your floors are pretty clean. I'll just wash my forehead when I'm done. I'm going to explain it first, that way I'm not talking directly to the floor. Ultimately, my goal is to move my hands in front of my body and then over the top of my head without touching the top of my head. Not very easy. And then as I rotate my arms backward as wide as they can, almost like a snow angel, I want to get them just above my lower back or my butt as high up as I can without touching my back. Now my forehead against the ground, you're going to notice that makes that a lot more challenging. Here's what it looks like. If you're slow with this and really actively try to engage your back muscles, keeping your hands as far from the ground as you can the entire time, 10 reps of this goes a long way. Slow is good. All right, step number 4 is that bonus step to really solidify this. I would say this is more advanced, and maybe not everybody needs to do this, but it's something to consider if you want to. It is full range of motion resistance training. In this case, for our chest, I'm going to make it a hand release push-up. If you have access to more equipment, obviously there's a bunch of other exercises you could do, but simple and sweet, you have access to push-ups as long as you have a floor. It works the same if you do it from your knees or from your feet. Here's what it would look like. A few reps goes a long way. Again, especially if your goal is just to engage the muscles in a new position. I'm giving myself so much room here. I'm going to do a 180. All right, this makes a lot more sense. So from your feet or from your knees, hand release is essentially at the bottom of the push-up. You're going to actively pull your elbows away from the ground, squeeze your back muscles, and again, stretch position. Now from here, I'm going to push up from the floor and lower back down slowly, stretching the muscles. Lift the elbows, push back up, slow. Again, the same thing from your knees. You get the same benefit while having to move just a little bit less weight. If you really wanted to get more out of this, maybe you make it a light workout. If that's not your intention, you don't do a lot. But anywhere between 3 to 5 sets, 5 to 10 reps could go a very long way. There you have it. All right, well, that wraps it up. My intention was to keep this simple and sweet, effective and accessible, meaning you could do it anywhere, get the benefit of it, and not have to spend a lot of time or thought doing it. It goes a long way. Throughout the course of a week, one time a week, if you're not doing it at all, one time a week can be pretty effective, but upwards to 3 to 5 times a week could really make a significant difference, probably faster than you think. And again, this could take you from this position to a good normal postured position. So consider giving this a try. I really think you'd benefit from it. Most of us would. Thank you for watching and have a good day.